What's to YouTube fam? It's your girl TK, and I'm in my car vlogging, y'all. And I decided that I wanted to get online real quick and speak to you guys about Donald Trump, as well as these attorneys who are currently pleading guilty. It has really been a horror story. Today in particular, I wanted to talk to you guys about Jenna Ellis, and hopefully I'm saying her name correctly, because I can fuck up a name, and I really don't mean to. But I'll show you who she is, and I'm sorry if it comes out kind of weird, but you can kind of see who she is from this picture I'm showing you. Anyhow, with that being noted, I wanted to read this article. It's coming from cnbcnews.com, and we'll go from there. It says that Jenna Ellis, the right-wing attorney who worked on the Trump 2020 presidential campaign, pled guilty Tuesday to a criminal charge in the Georgia interference case. Now, when I think about Georgia, I'm thinking about RICO. And RICO, you know, that law right there could chain your ass together. And although Georgia was supposed to be tough on crimes and tough on these politicians, these elected officials, a lot of these individuals are now pleading guilty and trying to get a lesser charge. So it's really been very interesting to read about this. Anyhow, I want to go forward. It says here that Ellis is the latest co-defendant of former President Donald Trump to take a deal with prosecutors, joining Sidney Powell and two others. Now, what I want you guys to note here is that I just got done doing a video on Sidney Powell. If you have an opportunity, you should check it out. One thing that I want you guys to know is once Sidney Powell pled guilty, one of the things she did was she received a lesser sentence. Like she has 6 years, she has 6 years on probation, you know, and all she has to do is write a letter saying, I'm sorry. And shit, life goes back to normal for Sidney Powell. You know, friend, it's Georgia interference. And all they're doing is getting a slap on the damn wrist. And all they have to do is write a letter and say, I'm sorry. Let's be friends. You know, no. Anyhow, I'm going to go forward and read this article. It says that the slew of recent plea deals in Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis' racketeering case signals a growing threat to Trump, who is fighting criminal charges in 4 separate cases as he runs for president in 2024. And if you guys aren't aware, the 4 cases that Donald Trump is fighting is the Georgia election, January 6th insurrection, New York business and fraud, as well as classified documents. But in totality, if you think about business and fraud, January 6th insurrection, and as well as classified documents, that deals with the White House. So basically, Donald Trump right now should be going through an impeachment process. The question is, why are they handling these cases separately? Has Donald Trump been impeached? That's the real tea. Obviously not, because according to the U.S. Constitution, you must go through a certain pattern. You know, first it goes to the U.S. House of Representatives, then it goes to the Senate. Then a judge is appointed, but it has to be the U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice, Justice Roberts. And none of that has happened. Anyhow, let's go forward. It says Ellis, 38, pleaded guilty in Fulton County Superior Court to 1 count of aiding and abetting false statements and writings. The charge related to false claims of voter fraud that were made to members of the Georgia Senate at a hearing in early December 2020. In a tearful statement before Judge Scott McAfee, Ellis expressed regret for her actions in the wake of Trump's loss to President Joe Biden in the 2020 election. She states, as an attorney who is also a Christian, I take my responsibilities as a lawyer very seriously, and I endeavor to be a person of sound moral and ethical character in all of my dealings, Ellis said. I believe that challenging the results on behalf of President Trump should be pursued in a just and legal way. She said, I failed to do my due diligence. Instead, she said she relied on information that was provided to her by other lawyers with more years of experience. If I knew what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-elections, she said. I look back on this whole experience with deep remorse. Ellis originally faced 2 felony charges in Willis' indictment, which accuses Trump and 18 co-defendants of illegally conspiring to overturn Biden's victory in Georgia's 2020 contest. You know, I'm not going to finish reading this because it's a whole lot, but I want you guys to know it's really a thriller. You know, it's something here that I do want you guys to know. Now, Ellis will avoid prison time as part of her plea agreement. She was sentenced to 5 years of probation and must pay $5,000 in restitution, in addition to completing 100 hours of community service and penning an apology letter to the people of Georgia. You know, so basically all they have to do is write an apology letter, and they will get slap on the wrist for basically conspiring to overthrow the government. This is egregious abuse, and it should not be an occurrence. Anyhow, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learning a little bit about Miss Ellis' story and how she is now basically going to the other side and saying, you know what, I can't stand for Donald Trump. I cannot represent Donald Trump. It's really a thriller. I need to get my oil changed, so let me go in there and tell them that I'm here. And I plan on doing a couple videos since I'm waiting to get my oil changed. So I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye.